here at the Ellsworth High School Gymnasium, ready for second round action of the SubState Volleyball Tournament. Minneapolis will be taking on the Hoisington Lady Cardinals. Cardinals victorious in their first match of the day, and Lady Lions likewise against the Ellsworth Bearcats. Minneapolis won that match 2 straight games, and they'll be taking on the Hoisington Cardinals, who they've seen a couple times this year. Minneapolis beat them earlier this year at a tournament in Russell, Kansas. Beat them for first and second, and that was for the third consecutive win or victory in a row for the Lady Lions. Took that tournament, and then came up against the Cardinals last week in pool play at the Hillsborough tournament. Minneapolis falling to the Lady Cardinals in 2 games. Those records are out the window now because it's semifinal sub-state action here in the Ellsworth High School Gymnasium. And winner goes on, loser goes home. Minneapolis looking good, really good. That first match we played this morning against Ellsworth, they got on Ellsworth early, kept on them, showed a lot of good team volleyball. Probably the best match I've seen Minneapolis play this year, and hopefully we'll just improve on that and keep playing ball as we played earlier. And we're getting set. About half a minute left to go, and it's volleyball game on. We're set for the introductions. Lady Lions will be the visitors as they're playing against the higher seed. Audie Atwell, number 10, 5'5" junior leader, had an outstanding match against Ellsworth. A lot of good hits from the outside. Megan Donovan, sophomore for the Lady Lions. Megan with some good net play today in that earlier match against Ellsworth. Krista Frazier, setter for the Minneapolis Lions, another sophomore. She comes in on back row. She serves outstanding. Great serving game against the Ellsworth Bearcats. Danielle Klein, she's going to be starting Jordan Crossan. She plays back row. Jordan will come in when Danielle rolls to the front. There's Kylie McCulloch, one of the 2 seniors these Lady Lions bring to the floor today. Kylie will be our setter. And rounding out the top 6 for the Lady Lions, Mallory Goas, 5'10". Mallory be a other senior on the floor. She's a 5'10". Well, and after the announcer butchered the opening or the introductions, we'll be set to go. We got the Lady Lions and the Lady Cardinals meeting at the net. Pre-game congratulations handshakes. Good luck. And it's set to get started. Minneapolis with a great big crowd over there on the front 2 or 3 rows of bleachers, taking up half the stands. Girls fed off of that in the first match. Minneapolis totally dominated the Ellsworth crowd as far as noise goes. And Minneapolis really, the volleyball players really appreciated that. Lady Lions will have the serve to start the game one. Danielle Klein will be back to serve for the Lions. Official checking with the coach, see if they're ready. Coaches say yay, and we're set to go. And we're underway. Klein serve, pass up to the front, set it back to the middle. Nettingham for Hoisington drops in a outside attack. Minneapolis unable to dig it. Hoisington up 1-0. Frazier's pass to the middle of McCulloch. McCulloch's going to set it to the outside to go with Mallory with a nice attack from the outside. She takes it to the back row, right in front of the back line. Point Minneapolis. It's 1-1. McCulloch back to serve for the Lions. Have to apologize to the viewers for not moving the camera. My cameraman, Mike Perry, it's his 22nd anniversary. Him and his wife are going to go out for supper, so the camera will stay stationary, and I'll try and give you the best play-by-play I can. McCulloch with a pass up, goes with a tip. It's blocked to the net by Shinstock, and she taps it over. Set Donovan to the outside. There's a touch of the net. It's going out the back line. Point Minneapolis makes it 2-1 Lady Lions. Megan Donovan with a nice attack from the outside. She hits it through the middle, and there was a tip, and it went on out the back line. Kylie McCulloch still serves for the Lions. Nice deep serve. It's passed up. The setter goes out to get it. She sets the outside. Nice dig by Audie Atwell. Pass to McCulloch, sets the middle hitter. Mallory Gullick drops another hammer. That's another great kill by Mallory from the middle. 3-1 Minneapolis. Lady Lions need to stay on the attack for today. All the times that we have played Hoisington, when Minneapolis is attacking and they're blocking at the net, challenging that net, it just gets into Hoisington psyche, and they're not able to keep up with it. McCulloch with another good serve. Pass to the middle. Set to the middle. Nettingham switches up, tips it. Donovan keeps it alive. McCulloch hustles to get that ball over the net. Set back to the middle to Shinstock. Shinstock hits it in the net. Scores a point, Minneapolis. 4-1, Lady Lions up 3. McCulloch still with the serve. That's what I was talking about earlier. When Minneapolis attacks that net, they're going to get into Shinstock's head, and she'll either hit it into the net. That's gonna, oh, how is Hoisington not under the net? And finally, we get the call. That was a delayed call. I don't know why that didn't get called right away. 5-1, Minneapolis. Johnson up off the bench for the Hoisington Cardinals and calls timeout. The crowd is loud right now. Minneapolis out to a 5-1 lead. Game one of the semifinal match against the Hoisington Lady Cardinals. There again, the ladies need that noise. They feed off of that. Hoisington takes timeout. They take the floor after the timeout. They trail by 4, 5-1. Coach McCulloch sends her team back out. Kylie McCulloch will still have the serve for the Big Blue Machine. Hoisington set to receive the serve. Kylie with a nice deep serve to the back row. She's going to set to the outside. Soft shot over, bumped up by Donovan. Set back to the middle of Mallory. Tip at the net, and that's going to be a point Minneapolis. Mallory hits another attack right through the block. It goes out the back line, makes it 6-1 Minneapolis. Nice serve by McCulloch again. Pass up to the front row. They set the middle. Nettingham gets it over. Shinstock right there. Nice dig by Danielle Klein to keep that ball alive. They're going to set it to Nettingham to the outside with a soft tap over. It drops in front of a diving Audie Atwell. Point Minneapolis. No, they say Audie Atwell got under there for a pancake. Ball stays in play. Minneapolis drops it to the back row, and it's a point Minneapolis just inside the back line. I thought the ball hit the floor, but they called Audie, said she pancaked it, kept the ball in play. Lions right there for the block. Nettingham with the back set, and it's going to be a free ball, Lady Lions. Atwell's pass up, free ball for the Cardinals, puts it in the back row. The center goes up to get it. She tries to get it up. Shinstock's right there to pop it over. Seamers sets it up. Set Mallory to the middle. Nice attack! Oh! Just was outside. Just was long. I'll tell you what, this official right down here on this corner's blown a couple calls today, and Minneapolis could have hoped she blew that one, but she got that one right as it was out. 7-2, Minneapolis with a lead. Atwell's pass up to the middle. McCulloch sets Seamers to the outside. Seamers comes up short, hits it into the net. That makes the score 7-3, Minneapolis Lady Lions. Shinstock still serves for the Cardinals. Seamers tries, that was a nice hot serve by Shinstock. That brings them back within 3, 7-4. Ladies need to make the adjustment on the serve so they can get that pass up to the setter. Nice low serve. That serve by Lindsay Shinstock was just over the top of the tape. Audie Atwell got a pop-up on it, but it went wide, and Chris Seamers couldn't track it down. Coach McCulloch up off the bench. She calls a timeout. As Hoisington climbs back into this thing, they trail 5-7. They'll have the serve when we come back out of the timeout. Minneapolis needs to make that first pass. It's critical to get that first pass across up to the setter. Not too many attacks you can make off of a bad pass without a good set. And if the Lions expect to keep this thing going, they got to get that first pass up. Lindsay Shinstock still with the serve. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. McCulloch's going to set go in the middle. Mallory with an attack. Dug by Shinstock. Set it to the outside to Nettingham. Donovan unable to dig that back up. Nettingham with a soft attack. Hoisington to within 1. They trail 6-7. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. Back set to Seamers to the outside. She gets a tip on it. Donovan pops it up. McCulloch sets go in the middle. They're going to call Danielle Klein. Hoisington's called into the net. I thought they had Danielle for the lift, which they did, but Hoisington in the net before the lift occurred. Point Minneapolis. Donovan back to serve for the Lady Lions. Minneapolis with a 2-point lead, 8-6. It's game 1 of the semifinal match against the Hoisington Lady Cardinals. Nice deep serve. Shinstock's pass up to the middle. They set it to the outside, punched over by Hoisington. McCulloch sets it to Atwell to the outside. It's blocked from the net. Atwell pops it back up. McCulloch back set to go in the middle. Blocked back down by Shinstock. No, not Shinstock. Correct that. Blocked back down by number 34, Caitlin Kaiser. Minneapolis unable to cover the ball. Point Hoisington. They have the serve and they trail by 1, 8-7. McCulloch with a back set to go at the net. They're going to get called 4 hits. Mallory's attack from the outside didn't clear the tape. Lady Lions called for 4 hits. That ties the score at 8 apiece. Lions need to catch that same rhythm they had earlier. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. She sets it to Atwell back to the outside. Tipped over. Set it back to Atwell to the outside. Blocked back. McCulloch's going to set it right back at Atwell. Nice hustle and dig. McCulloch just sets it to the back corner. Touch at the net by Mallory. Atwell digs it up. Back set to Seamers. Krista's timing off just a little bit there, and the ball falls down on the Lions' side of the floor. Point Cardinals. Minneapolis now trails 9-8. Mallory's pass. Blocked at the net, but Mallory able to get a wing on that. Hoisington with the ball into the net. That ties the score at 9 apiece. Mallory Goeth will be back to serve for the Lions. Score tied up, 9-all. Minneapolis subs 1. Danielle Klein out, Jordan crossing in. She'll play the front row. Nice serve by Mallory. That ball's not going to make it over. That's going to be 4 hits. 10-9, Minneapolis back up by 1. Lions need to just play within themselves, play their ball game. Another good serve. Top spin drops right in front of the shin stock. She gets it up. Touch the net. Donovan pops it up. The pass goes, set goes to the outside. Atwell. Nice kill by Atwell. She's going to get called for the lift. Nice attack from the outside by Audie Atwell. She sticks it right down on Nettingham in the back row corner. She's called for the lift. Point Minneapolis. 11-9. Another good serve by Mallory. Back row attack is sailed 10 feet out the back line. Minneapolis goes up by 3, 12-9. Big Blue Machines back on track now. Mallory sets for another good serve. Shinstock pass up top. They're going to set it to the outside for Nellingham. She drops in a soft dink. Minneapolis unable to cover it. That serve way out the back line. Minneapolis gets the serve right back. That's going to put Krista Frazier back in the game for the Minneapolis Lions. Her and Krista Seamers trade places. Frazier back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis leads 13-10. Frazier with a serve. Nice outside serve. Good dig by Krista Frazier. Tracked down by Mallory. It's going to be a free ball for the Cardinals, but it was a good hustle play by Krista Frazier to get that dug up. Jordan Nedlingham with an outside attack. Puts it through Jordan's arms. It drops in for a point Cardinals. It's 11 serving 13. Donovan bumps a pass up. McCulloch sets it to the outside to Atwell, who bumps it over. There's Atwell with a nice attack. Can't slide your feet in front of that ball. You got to move your body and get in front of that thing. Megan Donovan needs to move to get in there and make a play on that ball. You don't want that thing just coming in between the two of you. Dive, make a play, hit the floor, and get that ball up in the air. McCulloch's pass to Frazier. Going to set it right back to the outside to McCulloch. Nice cross-court winner right in front of a diving Nellingham. That keeps Minneapolis still with the lead, 14 serving 12. Audie Atwell back to serve for the Lady Lions. Atwell with a nice serve. It's going to go out the back line. They're not going to get to that, and they won't cover it. Point Minneapolis, 15-12. Brittany Nedlingham gets an arm on that, and it goes off the wicket sideways out of bounds. Atwell still serves for the Lions. Another good deep serve. Blocked right back down there by Jordan Crossan. Off the back row attack by Brittany Nedlingham. 16-12 Minneapolis. Jordan Crossan right there to pick up the garbage at the net and sticks it back down on the Hoisington side. Atwell with another deep serve. Pass goes to the middle. Set it to the outside. Nice dig by Frazier. Atwell passes it over to Donovan. Donovan pops it over for a free ball for the Cardinals. They're going to set it right back to the middle of Shinstock, who tips. Donovan with an arm on it, keeps it into play. McCulloch falling down, hits the cross-court shot. The younger of the Nedlingham girls gets a nice attack from the outside, and Jordan Crossan into the block, takes it down to the floor for a point. Hoisington. Hoisington will sub one. Into the match is Horeski, and she goes back to serve. Frazier's pass to the middle to McCulloch. McCulloch with a back set to Crossan. Crossan with an attack. Blocked. It's dug up by McCulloch. The Lady Lions get it over, keep it in play. Shinstock's attack from the middle goes a good 7 or 8 feet out of bounds. Point Lady Lions. They lead 17-13. Game 1, semifinal match against the Lady Cardinals of Hoisington. Jordan Crossan back to serve for the Lions. Jordan served into the net. Hoisington with another chance. Danielle Klein checks in. She'll switch with Jordan, Danielle will play the back row. Atwell pops up a pass to McCulloch. McCulloch sets it to the outside to go. Right down the line, and that ball's in. Point Minneapolis, they go up by 4, 18-14. Kylie McCulloch back to serve for the Lady Lions. Off a nice set, Mallory goes with a good attack from the middle, and she takes it right down the line. Point Lady Lions. McCulloch set to serve. Kylie with a deep serve. Pass up to the middle. They're going to set it to the middle to Nellingham. Brittany Nellingham drops the anchor on that one. Kylie McCulloch goes up, tries to dig it out. Unsuccessful. It's a point Cardinals. Hoisington back to within 3, 18-15. Lindsay Shinstock will be back to serve for the Cardinals. Seamer's pass is an overpass. That should have been called a lift. I don't know how it didn't get called that. That ball's out. Good call by the back official. She calls it out past the line. Point Minneapolis. 19 serving 15 as Megan Donovan goes back to serve for the Lions. Good serve. Overpass. Stick it back down by Mallory. Brittany Nedlingham puts one over the net. Mallory's right there to stick it back down on the Cardinal side. Makes it 20-15. Hoisington coach up off the bench. She takes her second and final time out of this first game. Minneapolis with a 5-point lead, 20-15. The crowd back into it now, and they are loud. Just like the first match this morning or earlier this afternoon with the Lady Bearcats, Minneapolis set to possibly win game one, and that is so huge in this race to the finish. You take that first game, makes it difficult for the other team to come back. They got to win two. Donovan still with the serve. Minneapolis with a 5-point lead. Megan serves deep. Shinstock's pass up, sets it to the outside to Brittany. It's blocked, but it comes down on the Lady Lions side. Atwell and Goeth there for the block, but it comes down on the Lady Lions side of the net. Brittany back to serve for the Lady Cards. They trail by 4, 20-16. Overpass. There's an overpass by Danielle Klein. Hoisington there to stick it back down. Kylie tried to dig it out, unable to do so. 17 serving 20. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. They set it to Goeth. Goeth with a tip right there. Nice hustle by Donovan to get that ball up, keep it in play. Nice dig by, it's going to be a free ball. Good hustle by the Lady Lions, keep that ball in play. Unable to get the ball over on a tip. Cardinals tried to dink one over. Minneapolis with the point, 21-17. Back in for the Lady Lions. Jordan Cross into the front row. Mallory Goeth back to serve for the Lions. They have a 4-point lead. They lead 21-17. Good serve. Nice top spin. Unable to be handled by the back row for the Cardinals. It goes out of bounds. 22 serving 17. Minneapolis up by 5. Johnson's going to sub one for the Cardinals. She's going to go back to the back row and see if she can return the serve. Mallory still serves for the Lions. Another good serve. Nettingham's. Oh, yeah, well, there to take the overpass. She sticks it down. Point Minneapolis. It's 23-17. Big Blues attacking that. Big Blues attacking that net. Just what they needed to do. Nettlingham's pass up to the middle. They're going to set it to the outside. Mallory unable to dig that one. At the point Cardinal, it drops right in front of her as she dives for it. 23 serving 18. Check that, 18 serving 23. Hoisington with the serve. Minneapolis with a 5-point lead. Minneapolis needs a pass right here. Good pass to the setter. Donovan's pass to Seamer. She sets out, crossing. Nice attack by Jordan Crossing from the outside. That's a cross-court winner right in front of the back row. And Minneapolis will be serving for game one as they lead 24-18. Krista Frazier comes in for Krista Seamers, and she'll go back to serve for the game. There's your Lady Lions right here. That's going to be a lift, and that's game one. Minneapolis will take game one, 25-18. Whoa. That's huge. That's huge. You win that first game. So big. I'm going to change tapes, and we'll be right back for game two, this semifinal match against the Lady Cardinals. Game two, semifinal match against the Lady Cardinals of Hoisington. We got our crowd right in front of us, and it is loud. Cardinals will have the serve to start the match. Atwell's pass up to McCulloch. She sets it to the outside to go with. Just out the back line. Point Cardinals. A nice set and a nice attack, just a little bit long. It's going to be a free ball. Donovan goes out, pops it over. Set it back to the outside. Blocked at the net by Minneapolis. Nice block by McCulloch and Goeth. Tapped over by Nettingham. Set it right back to McCulloch, who tips it over. Bounced off her head. Donovan getting ready to make the play on the ball, and it bounces off Kylie's head on the tip. 2-0 Cardinals. Atwell with a dig. Lady Lions find themselves down three early, 3-0. Atwell's pass. Frazier sets it over to McCulloch, who tips it over the net. Hoisington able to dink the ball over the net. Nobody there to cover for Minneapolis, and the Lady Lions go down 4-0. That ball's too close to call whether it was going to be in or out. Mallory with a nice attack. It's picked off the ceiling. Good dig by Danielle Klein. Set it right back to Donovan to the outside. Picked up by the Cardinals. Set to the outside for Nellingham. There's Mallory and Kylie right there again to block it back down. Dinked over by Nellingham. Kylie with an attack. That's not going to be got. 2-point Minneapolis. Nice network by the Lady Lions. They were there for two good blocks on that volley. Minneapolis able to put it away on the pass over by the Cardinals. McCulloch back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis trails 4-1. Good deep serve. Passed up, set it back to the middle for Shinstock. She tips it over. Donovan tries to cover. Tried to get a pancake on it, unable to do so. Minneapolis is attacking that net. Lindsay Shinstock seen that. She decided to just dink one into the open court. Point Cardinals. Atwell sets a pass. McCulloch unable to chase it down. 6-1. Lady Lions find themselves down by 5. Coach McCulloch up and takes a timeout early in this second game. Coach trying to get the girls to think about what they're doing. Minneapolis comes out of the timeout, set to receive the serve. Klein's pass up to McCulloch. McCulloch sets it to go with in the middle. Mallory, timing's off there. That ball goes sailing out the back line. The set not quite to the net. Got to get that set up and a little closer to the net. Atwell with a nice dig. Set it to the middle of Shinstock. Nice dig by McCulloch. Minneapolis out of sync right here. They're going to have to find a way to shut this thing down. The Cardinals are on a roll. Minneapolis trails 8-1. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. Back set to Donovan. Donovan's there for the, tried to dink it over. Blocked back by the Cardinals. Nice dig by Donovan. Atwell's pass up to McCulloch. Set it to the outside to Donovan. Megan doesn't get it up to the tape, and that ball's into the net. Point Cardinals, they're up 9-1. Nice attack from the outside by Krista Seamers. There's a touch at the net. Misdirects it a little bit, drops in for point Minneapolis. Donovan will be back to serve for the Lions. They trail 9-2. Game 2 of the semifinal match against Hoisington. That's going to be a lift on the Cardinal side, 9-3 Minneapolis. Megan Donovan gets on one of those serving runs like she had the other night at the Minneapolis senior night. She reeled off 22 straight for the Lions. That serves out, but Hoisington helps us out by taking it. Megan will make an adjustment here. Need to make an adjustment, tone that serve down because it was just about out the back line. Hoisington helped Minneapolis out on that one by taking the serve. Minneapolis trails by 5, 9-4. Donovan with the serve. She sails that one out the end line by a good 6-7 feet. Didn't make the adjustment. The last serve was almost out. Still let too much arm into it. Shinstock goes back to serve for the Lady Cardinals. They lead 10-4. Atwell caught backing up. Serve come at her hot and heavy. Nice dig by Danielle Klein, but that ball's out of bounds over the net and out. It's going to be 12 serving for. Minneapolis going to have to dig deep here. Serve into the net. Jordan Crossan comes in for the Lions. Danielle Klein's out. Mallory Goeth back to serve for Minneapolis. Minneapolis trails by 7, 12-5. McCulloch sets it to the outside to Atwell. Atwell drops a hammer on that. Nobody there to cover on the overpass dig by Hoisington, and it drops in for a point. Cardinals. Nice attack by Audie Atwell from the outside, but it was dug up by Hoisington. It was over the net. Nobody there to cover. Atwell's right there again. She hits it into the block. Hoisington's clicking on all cylinders right now. Minneapolis needs to get this turned around. McCulloch's pass to Seamers. She sets it back to Crossan. Crossan sticks it at the top of the net. McCulloch sets it over. Shinstock keeps it in play. Nice dig by Mallory Goa to the outside. Coach McCulloch up. She's going to take her second time out. Minneapolis finds themselves down by 10, 15-5. I can't figure out how you can have such a swing in between two games. Lady Lions up huge that first game. Looked unbeatable. And then turn around and can't make a pass. We'll see how they dig themselves out of this. They've done it before. Coming out of the timeout, Minneapolis trails by 10, 15-5. Brittany Nettingham with a serve back to the back that Donovan keeps in play. Nice attack by Jordan Crossan from the outside. That ball catches tape, throws it off just a little bit. That Nedlingham not able to get underneath there and dig it up. Point Minneapolis, 15-6. Krista Frazier in to serve for the Lions. Nice serve by Frazier. There's Atwell right there to put that overpass back down on the Cardinal side. Make it 15-7. Minneapolis just needs to chip away at this thing 1 point at a time. 1 point at a time is all we need. 7 serving 15. Frazier with another good serve. Nedlingham's pass. They set it to the middle. Crossing serve for the block. Nobody there on the cover, though. That makes it 16-7. Lady Blue gets together in a huddle there at the middle of the floor. Picking each other up. Hoisington with the serve. Nice dig by Donovan, but the ball goes wide left. McCulloch digs, tries to keep it up in play, but unable to do so. 17 serving 7. Minneapolis trails by 10 again. McCulloch's pass to Frazier. Frazier sets it right back to Kylie on the outside. That ball's up in the ceiling. Shinstock puts it off of the rafters. Nedlingham unable to get underneath there and cover it. Point Minneapolis. Audie Atwell back to serve for the Lions. Atwell with a nice deep serve. Shinstock's pass to the middle. Set it back to the outside. Donovan digs a pass up. Back sets to McCulloch. McCulloch with a hanger in the back row. Blocked back down there by Jordan Crossan, but they dig it out of the net. Mallory Goeth with a nice dig. Frazier able to keep it over. Good hustle by McCulloch to get that ball over the net. Pop back up. Nice job by Kylie McCulloch. Kylie with a little dink over the net, right into the block, and the block goes out of bounds. 17-9. Minneapolis coming back. Atwell still serving for the Lady Lions. Good serve by Atwell. Set it to the outside. Right into the block, and it's taken down to the floor. Jordan Crossan was there for the block, but it was drops on the Lions side. Point Cardinals. Caitlin Kaiser serves for the Cards. Atwell, nice attack from the back row by Mallory. Kylie sets it back to her. Another dig by Mal, keeps it in play. Frazier's going to set it to Donovan to the outside. That ball's in. Brittany Nedlingham thought that ball was going out the back line. She laid down, and it drops right inside the red line. Point Lady Lions. Klein comes in for Crossan. Klein will go to the back row. Danielle will have the serve. Minneapolis trailed by 8, 18-10. Ladies need to keep chipping away. Keep chipping away one at a time. Get back in this thing. Klein with a good serve. Sets to the outside. Blocked back by the Lions. That should have been 4 hits. I don't know how that last steal wasn't called 4 hits on the Cardinals, because that ball never cleared the tape. But it goes point Hoisington. Minneapolis trails 19-10. Klein's pass too hard to the net. Makes it 20-10. Minneapolis with some wasted opportunities here. They need to put it together. As that serve goes into the net. Seamers will come in for Frazier. McCulloch will go back to serve for the Lady Lions. Minneapolis trails 20-11. Kylie McCulloch back to serve. Nice serve. Nedlingham's going to set it to the outside of Shinstock. Atwell digs it up. McCulloch sets it to Goeth. Goeth with a dink. It's dug by Hoisington. Nedlingham tops it over. Megan Donovan with an outside attack that sails just long out the back line. 21-11, Minneapolis trails by 10. Hoisington with the serve. That ball goes out the back line. Good look by Audie Atwell. She had half of Ottawa County telling her that ball was out, though. Donovan with the serve. Sets it to Nettlingham to the outside. Donovan unable to handle that attack. Point Hoisington. Minneapolis trails by 10 again, 22-12. Shinstock with the serve for the Cardinals. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. McCulloch with a back set to Goeth. Mallory just taps it over. Nice dig by Danielle Klein. Seamer sets Goeth in the middle. Mallory with a terrible swing at that ball, hits it into the net. As good as Minneapolis looked in game one of this match, they look every bit that bad right now. They got to dig down deep inside themselves to pick this one up. Hoisington's going to be serving for the game at 24-12. Lady Lions had a chance to close the door on these Cardinals. Atwell's pass, back set to Seamer. She's going to get called for the lift. Stupid unforced errors by Minneapolis gives the game to Hoisington 25-12. We're going to go game 3 here just shortly. Two captains meet at the net. We're going to call it in the air to see who gets side and who gets served. Go to game 3. Official flips it up. Hoisington's going to take side, I believe. Minneapolis is going to take serve. So we're going to stay where we're at. I think Minneapolis will have the serve for game 3. Lion fans need to jack it up this next game. Let it rip. Game 3 of the semifinal match against the Hoisington Cardinals. The winner's going to stay and play on. The loser's season is over. Minneapolis wanting to extend that season. I know these girls would really like to make that trip to Salina on next Friday. Get down there for the 3A state tournament. They've got some business to take care of here. And it all starts right here with game 3. The ladies that ought to know that they can do this. They've played it before, they've been here before. They just need to challenge everything at the net. Lady Lions take the floor. They're looking pretty excited. They look like they're ready to play. Let's bring it right here, ladies. Bring it right here. Minneapolis with the serve to start game 3. Danielle Klein will have it. Minneapolis needs to put it on right here from the start. Officials checking with the scores table. We should be ready to go here shortly. Checking the lineups. We're set to go. Game 3 is about underway. Klein serve deep. Off out the sideways, going to be a free ball for Minneapolis. Atwell passes it up to. That ball's out of bounds. Minneapolis has the first point of game 3. Klein still serves for the Lions. Minneapolis a 1-0 lead. As an overpass is picked up and set. Nice attack from the outside by Nettlingham. She drills that one to the floor with a cross-court winner. They want to know, are we winning? Fill them in. They said, okay, thanks. Hoisington back to serve. Score tied, 1-1. That catches net, doesn't go over. Make it 2-1 Minneapolis. Krista Seamers in for Frazier. Seamers will go to the front row. Kylie will be back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis needs to get on a roll right here. Get out to an early lead. McCulloch with a nice serve. Hoisington's pass. They're going to set. It's going to be a free ball for the Lady Lions. Atwell passes to McCulloch, who sets go within the middle. Mallory with a nice attack. That ball goes up, catches roof. Point Minneapolis. Off a nice set from Kylie McCulloch. Mallory drops a hammer on that. It's dug up by Hoisington, but it goes into the rafters, and they're unable to play it out of there. McCulloch still serves for the Lions. Minneapolis with a 3-1 lead. Nice serve by Kylie. Sets it to the outside. That ball's blocked at the net by Mallory. Seamers is there to tap it over. They're going to set it right back to Nellingham. Blocked at the net. Klein's pass doesn't get up. Doesn't get up to a player, so it falls in for a point Hoisington. They're down by 1. As Shinstock goes back to serve for the Cardinals. They trail 2-3. Minneapolis challenging that net. Just what they need to do. Set it back to the middle of Mal with an attack, and she drops her hammer on that one. Shinstock doesn't even make a move. Doesn't even make a move for it. Yeah, she's showing some fatigue from that first 2 games. Donovan back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis up 4-2. Megan's serve goes into the net. Lady Lions just trading points right now. We can't do that. We need to put some scores together and bring them in bunches. Brittany Nettlingham back to serve for the Cardinals. Klein's pass to McCulloch. They back set to the outside to go. If she drops that one in for point Minneapolis. Nice back shot. Back set by McCulloch, and Mallory drops a hammer on that. Nobody even gets a hand on it. Point Minneapolis. Lady Lions up 5-3. Mallory back to serve. Jordan Crossan into the match for Danielle Klein. Minneapolis has got unforced errors that is just killing us right now. We got to keep it together. Hoisington back with the serve. They trail by 1, 5-4. Mallory passes to Seamers. Seamers sets it to Atwell in the middle. Atwell hits it into the block. Hoisington able to keep it going. Kaiser with a block. It goes off a tip, though. We're going to set it to the middle to Crossan. Crossan with a soft shot that's picked up. Set it back to the outside. Donovan dives for it, unable to get there. Megan's got to move them feet to get underneath that ball. Got to pick up that foot speed. Cover everything. 5-5. Tied score. Hoisington with the serve. Mallory's pass to Seamers. Seamers taps it over. They're going to set it to the. Seamers pops a pass up. McCulloch's going to set it to the outside to Atwell. Atwell hits it into the net. Timing was off a little bit there. Hoisington up to a 6-5 lead now. Minneapolis. Got to put it together here. Bring it back. Hoisington with the serve. Donovan's pass. Seamers goes, chases it down. Atwell pops it over for a free ball. Nice dig by Mallory Goeth. Seamers is right there. Good hustle by Donovan to keep that ball in play. And there's Crossan at the net. She challenged that dink by Kaiser. Drops in for a point, Minneapolis. That ties the score at 6 apiece. That was good hustle by Megan Donovan to chase that ball down and going out of bounds out the outside. Minneapolis had 2 little dink shots on it. Megan chases it down, keeps it in play. Frazier in for Seamers. Frazier back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis has tied it up now, 6-6. Krista with a good serve. It's going to be a free ball. Back row attack. Back row attack that was a free back row attack is what I meant to say. Brittany Nedlingham, she puts the hammer down. Megan Donovan dives for it, unable to get underneath it for the dig. Point Cardinals, they've lead 7-6. Donovan's pass to the middle of Frazier. She sets it to the outside of McCulloch. McCulloch with a nice attack. Shinstock with a block, but it goes out of bounds. Point Minneapolis, that ties the score, 7 apiece. Audie Atwell back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis has battled back to tie it up. Audie with a nice short serve. Nedlingham pops it up. It's going to be set to the outside of Shinstock. Mallory with the dig. Frazier sets it in the middle for Crossen. Crossen with an attack. Picked up by, there's Megan Donovan right there at the net to block it back down. Nice net play by Megan Donovan at the net. Sticks it back down on the Lady Cardinals side. Minneapolis with an 8-7 lead. Hoisington tried to get a substitution in there, but no, that ball's off a tip, off a block, out of bounds. That ties the score at 8 apiece. Score tied, 8 apiece. Hoisington with the serve. Atwell pops the pass up. McCulloch goes to get it. Sets Mallory for the back row attack. Timing way off on that as Mallory's coming down when she goes to hit. She hits it into the net. That puts Hoisington up 1, 9-8. Frazier passes to McCulloch. McCulloch back sets it to Crossen. Crossen swinging and she puts it in the net. Make it 10-8, Hoisington. Lady Lions need a pass right here. We got an official that's going to make a walk over and talk to the up official. And I believe it's noisemakers over there with the Southeast cheerleaders that they are illegal at a high school state sanctioned deal, and administration's going to go take them away. Make them put them away anyway. Cannot have them. Hoisington was still with the serve. Frazier's pass. McCulloch right there to. It's an overpass to the top of the net. Hoisington up by 3, 11-8. Minneapolis needs to stop this run right here. Frazier's pass to McCulloch. McCulloch's right there. Back sets it to the open spot. That was a good look by Kylie McCulloch. Klein comes in for Crossen. Danielle Klein back to serve. Minneapolis trails by 2, 11-9. Klein with a short serve. It's picked up. That's going to be a free ball for Minneapolis. Donovan passes it to Frazier to the middle. Back sets it to McCulloch. McCulloch with a cross-court shot that's dug up by Hoisington. Free ball for Minneapolis. Atwell, Frazier's pass. It's set to the outside to Donovan. Donovan takes it down the line. They're unable to get to it. It comes off of the rafters. Point Minneapolis. Minneapolis back to within 1, 11-10. Danielle Klein still with the serve for the Lady Lions. Hoisington's going to sub one. Klein with the serve. Minneapolis trails 1. Crowd back into this one. Klein with a deep serve this time. Pass goes up. Sets it to the outside to Nellingham. Atwell with a good dig. Frazier keeps it up. Klein's just going to put it over for a free ball. Shinstock pops up the pass. Short set to Shinstock. Nice dig by Frazier. Sent it to Donovan to the outside into the block. Good hustle by Audie Atwell to get to that ball, but they're unable to keep it going. Minneapolis with an opportunity to put that kill down. They need to do that. Don't just tap it over the net. Put Hoisington back up by 2, 12-10. They have the serve. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. McCulloch sets it to Goeth. Goeth with an attack. Donovan passes, bumps it up. Frazier sets it to Goeth. Mallory with another attack. That ball's out the sideline for a point. Minneapolis. Minneapolis back to within 1, 12-11. Krista Seamer's up off the bench. She's going to take Frazier's place. She'll move to the front row as McCulloch goes back to serve for the Lady Lions. Minneapolis trails by 1, 12-11. This is game 3 of the semifinal match. Hoisington Lady Cardinals. Minneapolis took the first game. Hoisington took the second. Here we are in the rubber game of the match. McCulloch with her serve. Nice deep serve. Popped up. They're going to set it to the outside to Brittany Nellingham. Blocked at the net by Goeth. She tips it over. How is that not a lift? I don't know. Atwell with a pass. She bumps it up to McCulloch. McCulloch sets it to the middle. Goeth with an attack. Touch at the net. No touch at the net. Minneapolis. Mallory sells that attack long out the back line. Hoisington up by 2, 13-11. Lindsay Shinstock back to serve for the Cardinals. Atwell's pass. McCulloch bumps it up. Seamers pops it over. Hoisington able to set their middle. That ball's out of bounds, and there's no touch. Whoa. Right in front of a diving Lady Lion. She almost got a hand on that. Minneapolis back to 1, within 1, 13-12. Nice serve. Megan Donovan just clears the tape. McCulloch pops it up. Seamer sets Goeth in the middle. Goeth with an attack. That's good, and that ties us up at 13 apiece. Mallory with another hammer. She brings the ladies back to a tie score, 13-all. That was a good set from the outside. Krista Seamers. Donovan with the serve. She serves it deep. Shinstock's pass goes sideways. Going to be a free ball for Minneapolis. Klein pops up the pass. McCulloch sets it in the middle for Goeth. She puts a hammer on that. That ball's going out of bounds. That hits the antenna. It's out of bounds. Point Minneapolis. Lady Lions back up by 1, 14-13. Donovan still with the serve. Good deep serve. Not moving on the ball. It's the back row for Minneapolis. They got to make that adjustment just a little bit quicker than they are. Nettlingham back to serve for the Cardinals as the score's tied 14-all. Atwell bumps up the pass to McCulloch. McCulloch back sets it to the outside to Goeth. She sticks that one back down there. It comes over the net. Set it to the outside to Atwell. Atwell's right there. Mallory right there with an attack. Nice work at the net by the Lady Lions as Atwell gets an attack. It's bumped up on the block by the Cardinals. They stick it right to the top of the net, and Mallory takes no chances. She sticks it right back down the middle back row for a winner. Minneapolis up 15-14. Goeth back to serve for the Lady Lions. Seamers comes in for Frazier. Krista Seamers on the front row. Mallory set to serve. Nice top spin serve. They're going to go to the outside. She switches up with her left hand. Can't get it over in play. Minneapolis up by 2. Johnson off the bench for the Cardinals. She calls timeout. Your Lady Lions back up by 2. Game 3 of the semifinal match against Hoisington Cardinals. A little spurt by your Lady Lions has got this crowd back into the game. They're making some noise here in the student section. It's funny how the emotion swings come and go in volleyball. Hoisington looks like they're just wore out as they come out of the timeout. They're not smiling or anything. I guarantee you when Minneapolis comes out of their timeout, there's going to be smiles and they're going to be yelling. And that's a big difference that it makes. Here we go. Minneapolis set to serve. Mallory goeth back to serve for the Lady Lions. We lead by 2, 16 to 14. Second serve from Minneapolis coming. It's dug up by. That ball's out of bounds, comes over the net. Point Minneapolis, make it 17-14. Here's your Lady Lions. They're bringing it at you again. Mallory still with the serve for the Lions. Good top spin serve. Pass going to have to be tracked down. It's going to be bumped over by Kaiser. Atwell's going to serve. McCulloch sets it to the outside to Atwell. It's right back there at the top of the net. Jordan Crossan just mistimes her jump right there. A little miss swing there as the ball falls down on the Minneapolis side. Hillsborough with a point. They're going to have the serve. They trail by 2, 15-17. Minneapolis needs a pass right here. Score on this serve. Donovan passes up to Seamer. Seamer sets it to Crossan to the outside. Crossan's attack goes long out the back line. Minneapolis needs to shut the door right here. They're going to get this ball back, score on this serve, get off on a run of their own. Crossan's right there for an attack. It's dug up by Nedlingham. Donovan's pass. That should have been, how was that not a double hit? Back set to Seamers. Seamers with a nice attack right through the block. Point Minneapolis. That puts the Lions up by 2 as Frazier's off the bench. She's going to come back in. She's going to come back in and serve for the Lions. Minneapolis up by 2, 18-16. And here we go. 18 serving 16. Krista Frazier in for the Lions. Nice serve. That ball's out the back line. Make it 19-16. Lady Lions. Good talk by the ladies. Mallory with her back to it. She was told it was out. She lets it go. Frazier with another good serve. That's going to be an overpass. Get up and block on that ball. McCulloch sets it up. Frazier goes, chases it down. Atwell falling away, drops it to the corner. Passed over by the Cardinals. Jordan Crossan just going to bump it over the net. Minneapolis sets right back up. That ball's just on the line. Just on the line. I thought it was going out, but it just catches line. Point Hoisington, they trail 17-19. Minneapolis needs to return serve right here. Donovan with an overpass. Megan's pass goes right to the top of the tape. And the younger of the Nedlingham girls sticks it back down for a point. McCulloch passes it to Frazier. She sets it right back to McCulloch. Nice cross-court winner. That's going to come down on the Minneapolis side. Atwell bumps up a pass to Frazier. Frazier back sets to McCulloch. McCulloch with a winner. That's just touched, is not. There's a touch on that ball. There's a touch on that ball. Minneapolis score with the point right there. Ties it back up at 19 apiece. That ball looked like it was long for the court, but there was a touch called at the net. Minneapolis with the point. They lead by 1, 19-18. Yeah, put the point up. That's going to be 20-18. Audie Atwell back to serve for the Lions. Good serve by Atwell. Nedlingham's pass to the middle. Set it back to Shinstock. Shinstock with a tip. Nice dig out by Krista Frazier. Tried to cover, dig it up. She was unable to keep it in play. It goes out of bounds. Hoisington back to within 1. They trail 19-20, and they have the serve. Need a big stop here by the Lady Lions. Get that ball back and the serve. Atwell's pass. McCulloch with a set to the outside to Donovan. Donovan's attack goes right into the net, right into the block. Stick it back down on our side. Ties a score at 20 apiece. Coach McCulloch up off the bench calls a timeout. It's everything I thought it was going to be when it come down to this. We're taking it to the limit here in game 3. Minneapolis, Hoisington all tied up, 20 apiece. Minneapolis set to going to come out of the timeout to receive serve. They need to make the pass right here. stop this run that Hoisington Cardinals are on. Then they need to put together a little run of their own. Mallory's pass. McCulloch sets it to cross into the back to the outside. Jordan just bumps it over. They're going to set it to the outside to Nedlingham. Nice block by the Lady Lions. They was able to keep the ball in play. A couple digs later, it goes out of bounds sideways. Point Cardinals, and they go up 21-20. Atwell passes to McCulloch. McCulloch sets it to the outside for Donovan. Off the block. Set it back to Shinstock. She's just going to tap it over. Donovan puts it up. Back set to McCulloch. McCulloch with a nice cross-court shot. Nedlingham's going to set it to Shinstock. Shinstock taps it over. Atwell with a nice dig. Minneapolis still keeping it in play. Shinstock drops it, tries to drop it over, and they are unable to get it in. She's seen an open spot. She tried to drop it over and put it to the open floor. That's going to tie the score at 21 apiece. Crossing out, Klein in. Danielle Klein back to serve for the Lions. This score's tied 21-all. Minneapolis needs to run off a few points here. Put that pressure right back on. Oh, that ball drops in for an ace. That's going to be a big ace from the sophomore Danielle Klein. Minneapolis takes a 1-point lead, 22-21. Just what they needed to get this crowd back into it. Should be a lift on that. They're going to set it there. Nice dig by Audie Atwell. Donovan just pops it over for a free ball. Set it back to the outside to Nedlingham. She changes up and takes a little heat off of it. Minneapolis looking for a big attack. She throws the change up, drops it in front of Klein. That ties the score at 22 apiece. Lady Lions not moving on the ball. They got to move on the serve. Come too far to give it away by doing this. You got to make that move on the serve. Coach McCulloch up, takes timeout. This is her second timeout, second and final. So Lady Lions will go the rest of the way without any timeouts. They got to dig down deep within themselves to see if they can come out, bring this thing back. They trail by one, 23-22. And here we are. We're set for the last few minutes of this game. This is for the match. Cardinals with the serve. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. She sets it to go to the outside. Point Minneapolis off a nice outside attack by Mallory Gullett, who takes it right down the line. That ties the score, 23 apiece. Kylie McCulloch back to serve for the Lions. Minneapolis needs one at a time, just 1 point at a time. McCulloch with a nice deep serve. That's an overpass. Mallory sets it to Donovan. Donovan sticks it right into. It's going to be a free ball for Minneapolis. Regroup here. Pass, set, middle. Stick that dink ball. Donovan with a nice dig, but that ball's going out of bounds. Minneapolis gets an attack. They need to put that ball down. Don't dink it, stick it. Hoisington will be serving for the match at 24-23. Lady Lions need a pass right here. Shinstock back to serve. Seamer's pass. McCulloch taps it over. They have gotten away with so many of those. Nice wing by Kylie. Gotten away with so many of those things there. Yeah! That's going to tie it up at 24. They're going to get called for 2 hits. No, you cannot overrule that. That should be point Lady Lions. No, that should be point Lady Lions. These officials have got to get this call right. No, that was a double hit. That was 2 hits. That should tie the score at 24. You've got to get it right. Point Minneapolis. No! No! That is not the right call. That is absolutely the wrong call. She's the one that made the call for 2 hits. Now we go. Now we go. Off a nice set from Kylie McCulloch. Mallory dropped one. Cross-court winner from the middle. Sticks it right inside the line for point Minneapolis. That ties the score at 24. Lady Lions are on the move here. We got to get this here. Got to get this here. Nice serve, nice serve, nice serve. Should have been a lift. Yeah! Minneapolis will be serving for the win. Right here. Score 25-24. Minneapolis will be serving for the match. Coach Johnson takes a timeout. It should be their last time out of the game. Minneapolis up by 1. When we come out of the timeout, Donovan will still have the serve. The blue machine has not given up. And this crowd is loud. Here comes the Lady Lions. They'll be serving for the match. Minneapolis wins this. You listen to this crowd. Megan Donovan with the serve. This will be a good time for an ace. Oh, she serves it into the net. But that's all right. All we need is the return service here. Nedlingham back to serve for the Cardinals. Atwell's pass to McCulloch. Back set to Goeth. Nice attack. Minneapolis will serve for the match again. Kylie McCulloch will go back to serve. No, Mallory Goeth back to serve for the Lions. Klein goes out. Crossing comes in. It don't get any closer than this, Lady Lions fans. Mallory Goeth back to serve for the Lions. Nice deep serve. They're going to set it to the middle. Kaiser pops it up. Seamers. Set it to Audie Atwell. Dink it over. Block back down. Lady Lions have won. They're in the finals. Your Lady Lions in the finals for the second year in a row. Woo! Woo! Minneapolis Lions have come back. Forced to game 3. They win it 27-25. And this crowd is loud. Your Lady Lions are going to be playing in the finals of the SubState. We're going to sit one match and we'll find out who we play. And we'll be back in an hour or so. I got to go get my voice back, man.